The Lion's Gate, y'all, a message that I got. I'm here sitting at the foot of the Sphinx and have been for a little over 7 weeks now. So I think that's very powerful and magical. I wanted to share a couple of things with you guys that I got on an energetic level, but just a couple of fun facts. So this crown that you see me wearing right here, um, I ordered it about 4 years ago when I was in Texas in the US for my birthday, right? And I ordered it and it came from Cairo, right? I had no idea that I would be eventually returning to Egypt. I'll say it like that. But at any rate, I saw this and I was like, I want it. And I ordered it like a few days and it was supposedly guaranteed like a couple of days before my birthday, which I celebrated my birthday that year in New Orleans. Very beautiful. Hey, y'all. Hey. Um, but it arrived just in time so that I could celebrate my birthday. And it came all the way from Cairo here in Egypt. And so I didn't think much about it until later on when I actually came 2 years later to Cairo. And I was like, okay, so is this something that I didn't even realize that it would bring me here? The crown would bring me here to Egypt. So I was like, okay, so I made it here. And so I just wanted to share that fun fact with you guys, the power of this particular crown. And then second thing is, okay, so when I came in 2021, I was in Luxor also, and I went to the Nile River. You guys who follow me saw the pilgrimage ritual that I did there on the Nile. Well, I collected some of the Nile River water, and it is a saying that if you were to ever drink or collect from the Nile River water, you will return. So I have returned, right? Many times. But at any rate, I had collected the river. This is it right here, right? But it's okay, so it's a little concoction. So it's a concoction of rose water, Nile River water, and some aloe vera gel that I like to use as my little facial spray. I love it so much. Anyway, uh, what happened is I collected some of it and I put it in the bottle that you see here, and I've been carrying it around. You guys know I went to Indonesia for a few months, and then I also lived in Turkey for over a year. Well, I got a summons, I'll say it like that, about 6 months ago. No, almost a year ago, I got a summons from the Sphinx, and that's why I'm getting to the Lion's Portal Gate in the moment. But anyway, I got a summons, and I was like, okay, so I returned here to Egypt, and I bought a couple of bottles of rose water, because I like to use that while I'm here in Egypt for skin purposes, hydration purposes. So anyway, I had an empty bottle of rose water, an empty rose water bottle. And so I put the Nile River water, once I got here, into that bottle. And then I bought another bottle of rose water, right? So I didn't know which bottle is which, because I was like, okay, well, both of the bottles were full, number one. Both of the bottles smell like rose water, number two. So I have had to, my son, I said, I don't know which bottle I want to use, because I want to do a little small ritual once I return here to Egypt and pour some of the Nile water that I collected in 2021 back into the river this visit, right? So I was like, I don't know which one I want to use, which bottle is which, so I don't know which one I want to use. So my son suggested both. So I was like, so add Nile water and rose water to both my beauty bottle spray and to the river water ritual. He's like, yeah. I was like, that's right. This is the land of this and that. This is not either or. Do both. It's like, okay, I'm going to do both. So getting to the Lion's Gate portal discussion or message. So this morning, I was getting ready to go to the Lion's Gate, which is the Sphinx, right? A representation, right? Now, for those of you who've been following me, this time last month, I went on 777 to the Sphinx. I made the physical pilgrimage a fourth time in 2 years to the Sphinx and the pyramids, right? So I was going to go today on 8/8. And when I was in the shower, the Sphinx said, why do you need to come and physically see me when you're already inside me? It's like, okay, all right. And so I was like, okay, and you know, the Sphinx is known as the Great Riddler. And so the other message was, when you're also I'm inside of you. So it's not, why do you need to come physically see me when you're already inside me? It's also, and I'm also inside of you. So that's the message that I got. And I was like, okay, I'll share that with you guys, because I think it's important for those of us all over the world of the diaspora who have connected with the Sphinx on an energetic and a telekinetic or kinetic level and more beyond. Connection with the portal doesn't have to be physical. It's energetic more than anything. I've already made the physical pilgrimage just because it's for shits and giggles. I don't have to do it physically again. I'm sitting right here on sacred ground at the foot of the Sphinx anyway, so why do I need to make any further physical efforts, right? That's just for my own, I guess, esteem, if you will, and physical, grandeur, if that's what how you want to look at it. An egocentric thought process. It's not necessary to physically make the effort to go. I've already made the connection on many levels. So I'll say that, and I'll share that, and I hope that that's helpful for you guys. I'll also go with this. I also got a transmission of a poem that I was inspired on the Lion's Gate energy from the Ascended Langston Hughes about the rivers, and I'll share it in the description box below. I'll also say this. What was very interesting is the physical pilgrimage that I made during that day on 7/7/7, which was last month, July 7th, right when the so-called M class, they said M class, but I know it was X class, solar flares that were being emitted on July 7th, 2023, during that moment, or those span of an hour or two, I was actually behind the Sphinx. That's when I actually, during that pilgrimage, physical pilgrimage, I was sitting at the Sphinx at that time, physically, and I was in between taking pictures, standing right between the Sphinx and the middle pyramid, and physically walking my pilgrimage then. So I'll probably also share that in the video here, so you guys can see the picture I'm talking about during the moments of the X solar flares were taking place, the solar flares, and I was standing literally between the Sphinx and the pyramids, and I had photographed it, and I didn't know it at the moment. It wasn't until later I got home later on, and I was seeing, okay, the calculations of when they said the solar flares happened. They call them M class, but I know they were X class. I was standing right there in the middle of the Sphinx, or right behind the Sphinx and the middle pyramid, and with my son. So thought that was beautiful. Y'all stay delicious and transfer into the Lionsgate energy. Peace.